Hi, my name is Gora and I want to welcome you to my channel. Today I want to discuss about these myths about print on demand and how to watch out for these gurus, influencers, whatever you name it. They do share some of their experience and that's really nice, but don't take it everything as pink because the grass is not so green, let's say, and many times all of them have like a class that they want you to join because they say some secrets in their videos and it's far from the reality. You have to keep in mind these people do this for a very long time, and that's something that you don't have experience in e-commerce, or even some people sell you the dream that if you're not a designer you can create stunning designs with AI. That's full of crap. The internet is full of these designs that don't say anything and they are cute, but then you have to find the product for it. Even things like generating the image are not easy. You have to figure out which program to generate the images is for you. How do you learn to master the prompting? What does it mean, prompting? How do you create your statements so the AI can understand? Each AI platform is a bit different. The way it's like, let's say, language. It's like you speak English or Spanish. It has a certain way that you order the words in your command, let's say. And then the editing tools, some offer upscaling, and I'm sorry to say this, but depends what you're doing. You're doing something like an art form, it's not the same upscaler that it's good out there. I know one of the best ones, I'm gonna put the name here, it's actually the one that does the work behind, and this one is recommended, but they have a high subscriptions. I don't even hear these people talking about this. I've been playing with AI tools for over 2.5 years now, and I generated mostly with Stable Diffusion. I have installed a version of my computer, and I like this more like for myself to see what you can do. I wasted hours and nights just playing around to make all kind of beautiful painting arts because I was into paint by numbers, so that was like a hobby for me, mostly to see how I can generate. You can do unpainting, so you change different elements and you can go until you can create something very beautiful with that. So it's hours and hours in work, and it's not figuring out a prompt or buying some prompts from other people. It's like a hobby to see what you can do. Other than that, for print on demand, they also seen some videos that they create especially for print on demand, and there is this style that people like to buy or whatever. I think one was with some lion with some flowers in the hair or whatever. I'm a zodiac of lion and I would never buy something like that. Well, maybe some people like that. We are not the same. Like, I like this type of design, simple, the classical one, like retro style. Not everybody likes this, right? So depends. Do not get fooled. So if you really want to go and decide that you don't have design skills, they then sell you, okay, you can do Canva or Creative Fabrica. Sure, still you don't have design skills. Do you know how to put something together? Because composition is very important. Also, on t-shirt design, it's important how high do you put your design. Is it for a woman? Is it for a man? Because otherwise we look weird for someone that has breasts, for example. It's not just pop up 100 design, throw it on a t-shirt and let's just run with it. It's also not just find out your niche and stick with it, or if it's a small it's gonna go better. That's far from the truth. First of all, everybody has their own opinion. Some say the more niche you are, the more experience you get also with that niche. But also you have to think then you have a smaller market, yeah? If you try to target everybody, that's also not gonna work. Then they talking about this cross niching, which anyone would do even without knowing it's a cross niche, because otherwise you run out of ideas, right? And also they talk about choosing one product, which I made another video where I try to explain about Bella and Canvas. It's my example of the t-shirt that some people prefer this one or this one, and it's about the way it fits you and not really about that this is 19 euro or this is 10 euro or whatever, because you have to offer something for everybody. everybody out there, right? And you want your products to be nice and good. You want people to talk about you and say to their friends, and their friends come to your store, and in the end you want to build up a business, because no one sleeps on the top of a pile of, I don't know, a million they make every year, or whatever they say they try, and it's like they make these challenges on the internet, and I don't know how many people from these influencers actually they manage, because the percentage is small, and I think maybe I'm one of the unlucky ones. But I'm telling you, you also have to have a team if you don't know how to build up a site. So marketing, who's doing the marketing for you? Because if you're a one person show, you have to have some design talent, because you have to know how to use Canva or how to use Adobe Express or one of these. Takes time to learn. No one says that it's not possible, but it's not overnight. And definitely if you don't have the skills, don't get fooled that you start and it just happens. And also, if you think you can start this with no money, it's a bad reality, because if you don't have a following and you don't spend money on marketing, like how? I can tell you from all the research I did to see what's working, what I thought that it's working, I haven't got any sale. And I lost here and there, because you also have to think you maybe need like 50 euro a day to run some tests, because people see, they like, they share. I know also how I am. You can see what target audience you have, because you get some likes, you can get some graphics. For example, I can use Instagram. So there are a lot of things that you have to learn, and you have to follow your road if you want this. You cannot think that I have no skills, I have no interest to learning anything new, and I am going to get rich or pay my rent next month based on this. So definitely do not quit your job. That would be the most irresponsible thing you could do. And yes, you can have more time to focus on the business, because it takes so much time to do your research. There are so many tools. You have to figure out which are good for you, which are easier for you to use. Depends on your IT skill. Yes, you hear me, good IT skill. I sometimes still get these emails from people that they want to help me with my store. I don't need your help. I can code. I can also figure out some things. I just don't have the time. And then your time is limited in all of this. And I also cannot work with you. Whoever sees this video, please do not send me messages anymore, because I don't afford you. Simple as that. And because I see the messages that I'm getting from people like working on Fiverr or whatever is that site, and they don't even know how to write a proper offer, or the way they approach me, I think they don't even get to my level thinking and what I would expect from them. So I wouldn't let anyone touch my site or the way I see the things. And even if it's gonna take me longer time to get there, I know I will. And it's not, for me, it's not a short-term thing. It has to be for the future. So everything that I prepare, maybe it's slow, maybe I'm losing money, who cares? I'm learning the business, and this has to be your mindset, that you're learning and that you're getting better, and that you get more confidence in what you're doing, and you also get your style, because you cannot just throw things out there. And I don't say it doesn't work. I think you're very lucky if that happens, because sometimes in life you have to be lucky. And unfortunately, there are people that have really bad luck all the time, and I know those people. And stay away from them, by the way, because you can take it. But no, I'm joking, maybe now too much. But the point is, watch out with these gurus. I don't say partially is not true, but look into what they're saying, because in the end, everybody wants to sell you something. Hell, maybe I'm gonna have a class one day, tell you how I got there, or that this is the way I did it, that is gonna work for you too, which is far from the truth, because there are many ways to get to Rome, they say, right? So I really think you have to find your way. Watch all these videos with a grain of salt, make your notes, try to apply some, because this is something that humans tend to forget, because because we follow and we don't apply anything we see. Make it like a journal. Note what you want to do this month. See how much did you did, because how much you've done that month. Sometimes life happens and you cannot stay on a schedule, especially you have a family, children, you have a job, a regular job, because some of us need that. You get sick, which I struggle with health for the last 4 months now, and it was very hard. I have these moments when I can sit down and I do something for 15-20 minutes and that's it, and maybe later in the day, and that's difficult because everything else is postponed and you have to have a buffer. That's why I say do not throw all your money if you don't have a bit of experience with e-commerce, a bit of experience in IT, because you have to set up all this system. If you're a disorganized person, that's going to be even worse, because you have to create a system that you can follow every day. You have to know how to post, when to post, and mentally you have to be good. And what people don't talk about, when you start such a journey and people around you, they don't really agree, or they think it's not gonna work, or they just don't believe in you, maybe, right? They think what you're doing is wrong, or you shouldn't waste the time with it. That's even more harder because it makes you doubt. And here it is, if you really believe and you love what you're doing, like I like this crazy art and I'm not an artist, right? Being a good, how you call that, coping artist, or yeah, it's actually a skill, and I don't even have that skill so I can properly draw something after someone else, right? I learned with everything, the composition, the e-commerce, the systems that have to be in place, patience for me, because you can get frustrated, and even editing YouTube videos, sometimes it's so hard because you don't have the time. And I'm sitting now in one take. I have no script. I just have something in my mind that I planned for a long time to have, like this video journaling about my print-on-demand journey, my artistic journey. Because in my heart, I always thought I'm an artist, but as a child, from where I'm coming from, I'm from Romania, and we have this conception, at least how it was back my early years, that you cannot do anything with art. We were mostly focused on technical things or economical, financial things. That's what I studied, finances. I got into construction, then I got into IT, so I've done a lot in my life. But in the end, I still came back to Adobe, actually, because I was obsessed with Adobe effects. When I was gaming, I was making all these After Effects intro videos, and I would spend for 30 seconds hours and hours to just have a title there. It's not like now you go in to Canva or Adobe Express and you just can create a title based on someone else's idea. So definitely nowadays we have so many tools that we have to decide what do we want to use, and that makes it a bit more difficult, because when you have less to choose from, it's very easy to say it's black or it's white, right? Definitely don't take everything as they say. Take your notes, test, move along. Sometimes you have to test something 2-3 times to see what would work out and what would you think it would be for you good. But please do not make these catastrophic mistakes that could cost your sanity. It's not worth it, right? Thank you for watching my video, and see you next time with another cup of coffee. Subscribe and give me a thumbs up if you liked my video, and stay sharp.